So I just finished watching a great interview from my friends at Northern Perspective with Pierre Poilievre. When I tell you I got to see a side of Pierre that a lot of people don't get to see, and then I try to tell people, I'm like, this guy is like smart, he's funny, he's empathetic, he's super compassionate. I mean it. Take a look at this clip from Northern Perspective.
Time people come up to me and their lives are falling apart, and the stories that I talk about, the issues that I talk about on the floor of the House of Commons are brought to life by real human stories. Like, we talk about inflation, it becomes, a debate about all these statistics and stuff, but what people are actually experiencing is that, they're waking up in the morning, they look at their bank account and they're saying, I don't have anything left and I can't pay my bills. I don't know where I'm going to live. I'm going to have to leave my home, and whether it's the trucker, 75-year-old retired trucker in Bowmanville who had to ask his daughter if he could move in with her because rent went up, or the mother who comes up at a rally and says, I lost my son to fentanyl. The things that we're debating in the House of Commons, these are real stories in real lives. One of the most powerful was one of our rallies during the leadership race. And there was a lady who came up to me, and she looked like someone who'd had a really tough life. She looked like she'd been through a lot. You can tell. And her clothes were old, and she looked very tired. Despite that she wasn't that old, she looked really worn down. But she was very enthusiastic and happy to meet me. And then afterwards, she went up to the membership desk and she said, I wonder if somebody can lend me $8. And they said, what for? And she said, well, I'd like to buy a membership to vote in the leadership race. I only have 7, and it's $15. And they said to her, well, you don't need to pay by cash, you can pay by credit card. She said, I don't have a credit card. And they said, well, how about debit? We could, there's a debit machine. We can downstairs in this arena, and you could go withdraw some cash. She said, I don't have a bank account. And they said, well, could you drive home and get the money? Because we're not allowed to give them out according to the rules. And she said, I don't have a home. And then they said, so you have only this $8? She said, I only own $8. That's all I own. And I want to spend that and then borrow 7 more and buy a membership, because that is the only hope I have right now. And it really hit me hard when I found out that she was saying that, because this is a woman who didn't know how she was going to eat dinner that night. And she was going to risk the final $8 that she needed to maybe get a sandwich or put gas in her car to buy a membership so that she could support me. And so it reminds me of how many people are out there that are depending on me to do this thing. And those are the people that keep me going and fighting on, even when it's hard, even when I'm tired, even when the odds seem against me. That's what keeps me going. And that's what motivates me.
The mainstream media will probably never put this video up. They will probably never share this side of Pierre. And it's hard to show that side of Pierre when you are going to bat in the House of Commons, when you're doing debates, when you're doing press conferences. It's not easy to sort of be relaxed and always show the human side. But why I know and believe in Pierre, the thing that I believe is his greatest asset is his leadership qualities. And he did talk about this in the Northern Perspective interview, so please watch the whole thing. But the thing he does exceptionally well is he unifies conservatives. If you think about it, right? When have you seen conservatives divided? Like within his caucus? They're not. Because Pierre he's a leader. He shows by example. He gets up and he works, and he's able to bring everybody together. And that's ultimately what the Liberals have not been able to do. They've actually ripped families apart. The way their leadership style is they tell you one thing and they do another, and they have eroded trust. And they've eroded trust in their own caucus. Like, so if your own team doesn't trust each other and they leave or they quit, or, they throw their prime minister under the bus, Chrystia Freeland, that turns into what happens in the country. And so these are like really big deals that you don't get to see in headlines. Like the inner workings and the inside baseball matters because, so for example, like let's talk about Gary in the Liberal Party. Gary is the public safety minister. Gary just lies and lies and lies. That's a reflection of bad leadership. That's a reflection of the leader who lies and doesn't do what he's going to say. So then all of the people under him are going to do the same thing. It's a culture. You create a culture. And Pierre's culture is work hard, have integrity, do what you say you're going to do. And if you're going to debate something, you sure better have the stats to prove it. And be compassionate. And don't be a snob. Care for other people, serve. And that's what you will find in the Conservative caucus. And that's who he is. And so when you see, they lie about people, they vilify people, and it's just not real. So you have to get your sources through independent media. You have to be challenging everything you're reading to say, is that real? Is that actually a thing? And that's exhausting. It's exhausting. So great interview by Northern Perspective. Great job to Pierre. He has many, many sides. He's like an onion, that guy. There's many layers to him. So go watch it. Go check it out. Great job, Northern Perspective. Great job, Pierre. And keep that hope flowing because Lord knows Canadians need it. And the fact that you will never give up and you just keep going. Courage breeds courage. And perseverance teaches perseverance. And grit is the ultimate characteristic of success. And he's got her.